Hi, I'm KB with Nerdophiles. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, KB?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So I think that this limited series is such a beautiful body of work. So first off, let me just ask, what was your experience kind of with this incredible, body of work by Walter prior to signing on to the
Mhm.
project?
Well, I was well aware of Walter Mosley and his prolific career as a prize-winning author, and I think that is one of the things that really led me to be super excited about the project. More so, not only the fact that he was just a great novelist, but that he was going to be a part of this series. That the book wasn't just based on something he had written, but that he had his hands on every single script. That he would be show running. That he would be there in the writers' room like that was very exciting to me because I thought, oh, they're not going to lose it. They're not going to lose all of the beautiful nuances that were in the novel. So I was very excited about working with Walter. He's such a brilliant and eccentric, as all brilliant writers are, person, but just interesting, And I think years later, as he's sort of changing this story and adapting it for the page for TV, he's still exploring. He's still curious about his own characters. And so when you're working with people like him and Sam, who are still full of curiosity and enthusiasm about the work, what a joy to just be in a position where you're able to have the trifecta of having a great character, great material, and working with great people. Doesn't
Yeah.
get much better.
I know, and I love that. I love that that Walter was so intimately involved because the vision is not lost,
Not at
and
all.
I feel like oftentimes, when we have kind of this novel to screen adaptation, it doesn't really always translate with what that
Mm-mm.
original kind of concept is supposed to have, and this does in so many ways. So,
Yeah.
I did want to ask, how did the novel in and of itself really shape your work in making Cynthia kind of come to life in a different way, but keeping those nuances, of course,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
limited series.
I think the novel is really great in that, in the same way that the series, like we really see Cynthia only in memory for the first two episodes. So it's not until episode three that she even becomes sort of alive and speaks her own voice. She's only in the gaze or the memory of Ptolemy. So we're introduced to her through his gaze, and then she becomes a person. But what I think for me, I loved reading the book because the book is similar. She exists throughout the whole book. She sort of permeates it, and yet only actually her story is only told in a few chapters. So I thought, but I remember when I closed the page on the book that the thing is you look back and you kind of are shocked that she was only in these few chapters because
Right.
she is hovering, living in, occupying, permeating all of it because she's so alive in Ptolemy. She's so alive in his memories. And even as he begins this relationship with Robin, the way that I love how, when he needs to take that she says to him in her memory, we can't let them hurt Robin. Like, even like she's always connected to even those other people that he loves, because that was how she loved really as a woman. She loved and in a way that was ahead of her time. She didn't care about fidelity and women, men, whatever. Her sexuality was different. The way she defined herself as a woman was different. And what mattered to her was just that he was his full and true self. She wanted to encourage him and challenge him, and she wanted to be allowed to be as free as she could be. And I think all of those things made her so fierce and so unique, in a way that she could crystallize in his memory and be someone that 30 years later could permeate the fog of his dementia and say, I'm still here to tell you, you can't lose me. And
Mhm.
I'm presently here to love you enough to say, go love, be open to love, unlock that door, get that old dusty room cleared out, let that girl in there, let her clean up your life, and let her and these other people challenge you to do this very dangerous and scary thing, because you did a dangerous and scary thing before when you chose to love me.
Yeah.
So do it. Look what came of that.
Yeah, like the lessons that she teaches him, the way that she
Hmm.
just kind of forces him to not only confront himself, but be open in the world in a way that, he would not have been had he
Yes,
not been with
yes,
her. Oh, it's
right.
so beautiful to see. So,
And a good love will do that. A good
yes.
true love. a good true love that isn't about serving one another's necessarily, selfish needs and desires, but a love that actually is serving the other person's growth. I think that a lot, yeah, she was a woman who impacted him so deeply because she wanted him to be more. In fact, when she met him, they have that beautiful scene where he's telling her about being descendants from kings, from Greek kings. And I think immediately she was drawn to the idea that this person had that same largesse in her mind, that vision of themselves, that grandeur, that dream, that she wanted to be inspired by someone as well. And she wanted to be with someone who could be inspired by her. She
Mm.
liked the challenge, I think. And I think even in her passing, continued to challenge him to face fears, to think bigger, and look what he does, you
Yeah.
know, to
Yeah.
be able to impact a generation because of his decision to confront his past.
Right. Oh, I
Mm.
love it. Well, thank you so, so much for chatting with Nerdophiles. Really appreciate it. Again, beautiful performance and body of work. And,
Thank
I
you.
can't wait for everyone to see it.
I can't either. I'm very excited.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for yours as well. Have a good day.
Bye bye.